In this video we're going to talk a little bit about supplier onboarding. So in Procurement Pal you can use some of the functionality to show a new supplier some documentation, and you can show them a questionnaire which can consist of any questions that you may want to ask that supplier before you approve them as a supplier for your business. And the content of those questionnaires is completely and utterly up to you, and also the content of the documentation they're greeted with before you start working with them, that's completely up to you as well. So it may be that you want to show your terms and conditions, it may be that you want to show your quality policy, environmental policy, whatever it may be as documents. You can include those. So when a supplier starts to use Procurement Pal, they are seeing those documents before they're allowed to compete in any events. And also the same with questionnaires. If there's particular questions that you would like to ask that supplier, and there normally is, let's face it, some important questions that you need to be answered before you'll start working with a supplier, then you can ask those in the questionnaire as well. And I'll show you what you need to do as a client in order to enable that functionality now. So again, we go to our account management page and we go to the section called onboarding, and you'll see here it's pulling in all the documents from the document library. And if you don't know how to do that, please go back to that video on how to load up a document to the document library. So this will include the documents that I have in the document library at the moment, and also all the questionnaires that I've created in Procurement Pal so far. So if you saw the questionnaire training video, you'll see that we created a test questionnaire, and there was also a supplier onboarding questionnaire as well. All I've got to do is tick the documents and questionnaires that I would like the supplier to see when they're invited to take part in Procurement Pal. And you will, each supplier will now receive both of those documents, or the one document and one questionnaire, before they're allowed to compete in any events. And I just go to Save Changes, and it's as simple as that. Every time now I invite a new supplier, they'll be seeing the terms and conditions, and they'll see a questionnaire they need to answer before they can compete in any events. If there's any questions on this particular video, please email Dan@procurementpal.com.